Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. AEW Revolution is over, so let's take a look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as well as the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including, did MJF cross the line with his heel gimmick? Tony Khan talks Mercedes Mone in AEW, Kevin Nash disputes Hulk Hogan's statement, another sign the Bellas are bound for AEW, Rhea Ripley congratulates her boyfriend, and more. The good. An epic Iron Man match. Iron Man matches are cool in concept, but difficult to pull off for fans conditioned to view 20-minute bouts as marathons. Tonight, MJF and Bryan Danielson made the case that Iron Man matches aren't antiquated. Both wrestlers fought hard, combining wrestling and all-out brawling to keep the fans guessing what to expect next. The combination of near falls and falls was perfectly played, and sending the match into overtime was a clever move. MJF had to resort to the usual chicanery to win, clobbering Danielson with an oxygen tank during overtime, but he proved he can compete with anyone, whether it's a standard match or a hellacious 60-plus minute encounter. Hangman Page is back. Hangman Adam Page's win over Jon Moxley was just what he needed to get back on track. As talented and popular as Page is, AEW's boring booking of him during his World Championship reign made his reign seem like that of Jinder Mahal's WWE Championship reign. The House never loses. The House of Black's Trios Championships win was a long overdue title win for the three talented Terrors. While AEW didn't spend much time building this match up, the match itself was fantastic and a reminder of why Trios matches have an important place in wrestling. Hopefully, this is just the beginning, as the House of Black versus the Elite could be a fantastic program. Something for everyone. Tonight's Revolution reminded fans of the booking philosophy of providing something for everyone on a show. Ruby Soho heel turn. Ruby Soho's heel turn could be the start of something good for the AEW women's division. While Wrestlelamia would prefer the heels ditch the paint cans, talk about a blatant NWO ripoff, Toni Storm, Saraya, and Ruby Soho have enough prestige that they present a legitimate danger to nearly anyone on the AEW roster. The idea might even extend to the men's division, as AEW certainly has enough former WWE wrestlers. Like all good storylines, this has enough truth to it that fans might get behind it. The bad. A lackluster pre-show. Tonight's pre-show was a letdown and provided little incentive for fans to order the show at the last minute. Wrestlelamia has heard the reports that AEW moved the face of the Revolution ladder match off Revolution due to time constraints, but AEW should have put it on the pre-show, as it was much more exciting and might have led to some last-minute pay-per-view buys. The downright ugly. Nothing ugly. There was a sense that AEW knows it had to deliver a strong show, and it certainly did, with some true pay-per-view quality matches, a heel turn in Ruby Soho, and a surprise return in FTR. You might not like the business model, but AEW over-delivered, as they should. Did MJF cross the line? Topping today's news, did AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF cross the line? A video clip of MJF grabbing a fan's drink and throwing it at a young fan has led to outrage in the internet wrestling community. What's troubling is that many believe this young fan wasn't a plant. Fightful Select is reporting that the fan, later identified as Titus, was enjoying the show until MJF went out into the crowd during the match and threw the drink toward the kid. The child reportedly was upset, and several AEW wrestlers comforted the young fan. In addition, Amanda Huber, who works as part of AEW's community outreach team, met with the fan. It hasn't been confirmed, but one report suggested the liquid thrown towards the fan was alcohol and not water. AEW President Tony Khan addressed the situation during the Revolution post-show media scrum, mentioning a talk he had with MJF. Before we came up here, I had a serious conversation, and I mean that. It's not to be taken lightly. The young man, Titus, was a real pro about it. We'll see Titus again in AEW. I believe Titus is actually coming to Sacramento. I was just with him. He was a real champ about it. The champion didn't act like a champion there. I think Titus was great. Here's what MJF had to say about the incident. The kid looked thirsty. Salt of the earth, that Titus. Real worried about him. Knowing how promoters still like to work the fans, Wrestlelamia is skeptical about the story that the fan wasn't a plant. If he was just a kid minding his own business, AEW had best address the situation quickly with MJF to prevent it from happening again, as it's bad for the company's image and could lead to embarrassing lawsuits. Do you think the fan was a plant? Let us know in the comments below. Tony Khan asked about Mercedes Mone. Tony Khan took questions after Revolution, including one about current IWGP Women's Champion Mercedes Mone. Khan kept his cards close to the vest while speaking about Mercedes coming to AEW. I have a ton of respect for the IWGP Women's World Champion. She's a tremendous wrestler. I wouldn't want to comment on any discussions I've had with any wrestler who is a free agent, in particular, a wrestler who is a champion for one of our partners. But I have a ton of respect for that great wrestler. That's someone that any pro wrestling company would be very fortunate to have her wrestling for them. While Mercedes has stated that she doesn't want to sign a long-term deal with AEW, there is speculation she could show up at the rumored Forbidden Door 2 collaboration involving AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Tony Khan discusses Kenny Omega's AEW future. In addition to Mercedes Moné's status, Tony Khan was asked about Kenny Omega's future in AEW. Khan was vague, stating, "I think Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers in AEW history. He's one of the most decorated wrestlers." Tony praised the cleaner for his many accomplishments, including his many title wins, and added, "Kenny Omega can do anything he sets his mind to. He's one of the best stars in the world, and I hope he's here for a very long time." With the WWE said to be extremely eager to sign Omega, 2023 could be a big year for free agency, as the Bucks and FTR's AEW deals are believed to be over this year. Another sign, Bellas are AEW bound. Was a backstage reunion between Saraya, Renee Paquette, and the Bella Twins a simple get-together, or a sign that Brie and Nikki are AEW bound? Saraya tweeted several photos of a backstage reunion. While wrestlers from other promotions show up backstage on occasion, Wrestling News' Paul Davis raised a good point. Nikki has been very vocal about WWE in recent weeks, especially about the lack of women honored at the Raw 30th anniversary show in January. With that in mind, it would not be a shock to see one or both women work for AEW one day. The Bellas would definitely fit in well with the AEW storyline of female outsiders taking on AEW originals. Would you like to see Twin Magic in AEW? Kevin Nash disputes claim by Hulk Hogan. Did Hulk Hogan and his New World Order colleagues Kevin Nash and Scott Hall dislike each other? If you watched A&E's recent biography, WWE Legends special on the NWO, you heard Hulk Hogan say that none of them liked each other. However, here's what Kevin Nash had to say on his Click This podcast. "I just think he was used to doing business a certain way, and we were used to doing business a certain way. I mean, you get Scott and I together, there's a chance one of us might be mistaken, but two of us together, if we both decide it's correct, no, we're right, and there's more of us." While Wrestlelamia isn't saying the Hulkster played fast and loose with the facts to create some drama for the A&E show, Kevin Nash had this to add about any heat between him, Hall, and Hogan. "No, because at the same time, people have to realize we're both marks for the guy. Everybody's a mark for Hulk." The New World Order storyline happened nearly 26 years ago, which could add to the confusion. Do you think there was heat between the founding members of the New World Order? John Cena mocks critics. John Cena is mocking critics who suggested he might not have time to appear at WrestleMania 39 due to his movie commitments. Cena tweeted about his appearance on the 6th March Raw and took the time to add, "Wrapped Ricky Stenicki early Saturday. Excited for first day on set of Grand Death Lotto today. Then, Boston, WWE Raw tonight. Experts said it was impossible for me to appear on the road to WrestleMania. Guess they can't see me. It's never impossible to make time for family and loved ones." What do you think of Cena's comments? Trailer drops for another Cena film. Speaking of Cena, a new trailer dropped for the upcoming animated film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Cena is providing the voice for the character Rocksteady. The film is scheduled for a 4th August release. Rhea Ripley congratulates her boyfriend. Last but not least, Rhea Ripley tweeted her real-life boyfriend Buddy Matthews, aka former WWE superstar Buddy Murphy, on winning the AEW Trios Championship along with the rest of the House of Black. And new! Ripley also has a photo on her Twitter page of the Liv Morgan fan crying at ringside after the nightmare made Morgan tap out to the cloverleaf. Well guys, there you have it, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.